concerns with the impending tropical system. For our family, staff, and community, please keep an eye on the weather and make your plans, especially if you live in low-lying areas. We are working with the county emergency and management officials on storm preparations to ensure we are great partners. Now on the topic that we are here for today. First off, we thank the court, number one, for expediting the decision, period, right? Thankful to them for expediting this decision. We are grateful that Hillsborough County residents will now have that opportunity to vote on the millage referendum on November 5th, 2024. Every child, everyone, deserves the best classroom experience possible, and that's exactly what this millage is about. Let me be clear. This is about every child deserving the best classroom experience, and that's what this is about. Going into next year, we have about 500 classroom teacher vacancies going into this year, which means approximately 8,000 students will not be served in the manner our parents and community expect. Right now, we have approximately 118 bus driver vacancies, which means we'll have students that are late for school. If approved, the referendum would add $1 million to property taxes in Hillsborough County. These funds would support all students by providing competitive pay to retain and recruit their teachers, support staff, principals, and assistant principals. We must be on a level playing field with surrounding counties. Nearly all of them already have this voter-approved millage. The additional funds will allow us to compete on behalf of our children. We are so grateful that voters in Hillsborough County will now be allowed to make that decision. Back again, I just want to reiterate, we have to be on a level playing field with surrounding counties, and these additional funds would allow us to compete on behalf of these students of Hillsborough County. I'd like to take a moment. I'd like to introduce Rob Crete, the president of our Hillsborough Classroom Teachers Association, to come up. Mr. Crete.
Hey, good morning, everyone. We are very happy that the voters of Hillsborough County will get to decide the fate of this very important referendum. The campaign will educate the impact to individual households, the positive economic impact to our communities, and of course, how it's going to help our students and children. Bottom line, kids need dependable bus rides to school, they need support professionals meeting their needs, and they need high quality teachers in every single classroom. Most everyone remembers their favorite teacher. Our Hillsborough students deserve their favorite teacher too. This is about our communities and kids. Thank you.
I'd like at this time to invite up Harry Cohen, Hillsborough County Commissioner, District 1. Come on up. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. It seems to me that at this point, the Hillsborough County Commission has two things that it has to do. The first is to make a decision on whether or not to appeal this matter, and the second is whether or not to follow the court's order and place the referendum on the ballot. As to the first question, while I'm going to be voting against appealing it because I was against it on the merits on the first round, I think that reasonable people can disagree. Some might argue that it's a waste of taxpayer dollars to go forward, but I'll leave that to another day. The real question, though, is whether or not the county commission is going to place the referendum on the ballot as the judge's writ of mandamus instructs us to do. There have been comments made already publicly by commissioners essentially saying they're willing to be held in contempt. And I would just remind everyone that this is a court order. This is the law, and we need to go ahead and place this matter on the ballot and let the appellate courts or whatever, whatever process is going to take place, But it is our responsibility at this moment to place this matter on the ballot so that voters can decide on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cohen. Clearly, my goal is for every child to receive the very best education, and I look forward to going out to the community over the next few months to share how this millage referendum will positively impact our students. That concludes today's press conference, and I'll be happy to take any additional questions.
Right, one of the big things we talked about the other day, too, is just the fact that when you look on a grand scale, Hillsborough County, one of the largest school districts in the country, and the fact that you're trying to keep these teachers paid. I mean, how big is this to get this on the ballot, just to be able to keep teachers here instead of them relocate?
No, and thank you for asking that. This is an absolute necessity, and I've said this many times. We in this district, we don't take this lightly. We don't take this ask lightly, and with the economy the way it sits right now, we don't take this lightly at all. However, if we look at our surrounding school districts, I mean, it will be, matter of fact, it will be on the ballot in Hernando. It's going to be on the ballot again in Pinellas. It'll be on the ballot in Sarasota. So we're just asking that opportunity for that to be placed on the ballot. This comes up to us to be able to compete with surrounding districts. There is additional revenue that this additional mill allows counties to be able to bring in additional dollars, and we have to be on a competitive playing field with our surrounding districts. And it comes down to that, is to be able to recruit and retain the very best teachers, because in the end, what it comes down to is supporting our students here in Hillsborough County and providing them that best classroom experience, and that's what this is about. And we're in that fight, and we just over the next coming months, just to make sure that to educate our community around that, so that way our students have that very best classroom experience that they can.
And we heard from one of the commissioners who talked about willing to go into contempt of court and not following this court order. You're obviously hoping that's not the case. This doesn't go to appeal, and they let the voters decide.
Yeah, so let's be clear, we've been tremendous partners with the county. Right now with our emergency preparations, we work with them day to day. My staff works with them. So I'm hoping that we can move forward from this and continue to be great partners. We disagreed on this one issue, but let's move forward together in providing the best, providing what this county needs, and that's us working together all the time.
It was only a disagreement for this year because they were willing to push it to 2026, but you felt right now the need is great. We have a lot of influx of people moving to this area. We have more kids in school than we've had before, and obviously to be able to retain teachers and keep them in this school district, it's critical to be able to pay them a competitive wage.
We had no time to wait. We had no time to wait, and that's why we took this so seriously. To be competitive and to provide the best for our students, the time was now. We could not afford to wait 2 years. That's why this was such an urgent matter for us, and we took the stance that we did. Absolutely could not wait another couple of years with what we're dealing with right now with surrounding school districts that have this additional revenue that they're providing, and they're recruiting staff members. I mean, we're sitting right now this upcoming school year, I have 118 bus driver vacancies. Those are, quite simply, those are double runs. Those are bus drivers that have to make one run, go back, pick up more students, and then that in turn have students late to school. And we've seen our numbers around attendance. Attendance matters, and we have to have our students in school every day, and then on top of that, you got to be on time, and this bus driver vacancy affects us. And then we're sitting with close to 500 teacher vacancies, and we're by far we have the largest number of vacancies. And why is that? Because our ability to be able to recruit and retain the teachers when we don't have that additional revenue that other districts has. But thank you for that question.
For the superintendent and the commissioner, well, this is we're trying to get this money. Is this also a mandate on? Is this a fight for local control? You have a governor that has made it very clear where he stands, mentioning that there could be new school board members, mentioning whatever. It may not even be up to the commissioners individually. So is this a mandate? Is this a fight for local control as much as it is as a fight to have professional teachers?
And great question. I mean, this is absolute local control, and if you look the way that the law is set up around this additional mill and revenue, it allows local communities to be able to levy that additional ad valorem, that 1.0, to provide additional revenue into the school district. So it's already there, and that's what happens currently. Is we have that ability. 27 school districts right now have it. All of our surrounding that have the ability to provide additional revenue to provide that best classroom experience for students, and they've done it. And this is our ability. We just want the opportunity for our voters to make that decision. I don't know, here if you want to add anything there. Sure.
I would just say that this is a fundamental question for the voters. This is about trusting the people to make the decisions, and that's what all of us say we want. Let's act like we want it.
Any additional questions?
Just a recap.
Yep.
Your teachers here, what do they make compared to other counties? And do other counties already have a mill, including to the ones that are asking for it?
That's so good. So thank you for asking that. So we'll look to our turn to the west in Pinellas. Pinellas has had an additional millage referendum since 2004. They're at a half a mill right now, and they'll be on the ballot to raise it to a full. Hernando has had it Pasco just added in 22. Sarasota and Manatee have had it. So remember, this renews every 4 years. So we have renewals coming up, meaning they've already had it in Hernando, Pinellas, and Sarasota. And for us as well, when you look at all the large school districts in the state of Florida, top 6 large school districts, we're number 3. Top 6, we're the only school district that does not have this additional revenue. And this, you know, this is a fight for the students in Hillsborough County. And again, I'll say it a million times, it's about the classroom experience and providing them the very best that we can. So it comes back down to just that level playing field, and that's our fight. And again, it's for us, it's to educate and allow our voters to make that decision. If the community doesn't feel that we, you know, have earned their trust and deserve that, then they'll make that decision, and I can live with that.
And just with the CIT, when it started, you were getting, back 30 years ago, it was, just for background, you know, we had, the county wanted to get the stadium, we wanted to get
Yeah.
infrastructure, both of them failed, they came together the next year, or the next opportunity, and got the CIT for 30 years. You were getting 25%
Yeah.
infrastructure needs. There was a move to give you nothing.
Nothing.
And then you fought for 5%.
Correct.
So even when you're fighting this battle for money for salaries, you're now getting a 20% less in CIT.
Right.
How
No, you
that's
stated
the
it all.
next battle.
So
Right.
yeah, and this is 2 different things. So our CIT is on our capital side, and when you're correct, 30 years ago in 1996 when that passed, we were receiving 25% because we were a growing school district. Guess what? We're growing the same right now. Our South County is blowing up. There was a tremendous need there. The commission made a decision to cut us down to 5%. And I'm grateful for 5%, but it doesn't meet our need. So we'll have to address that moving forward. But that, again, I want to make clear that is separate from what we're talking about today with the operating costs. But yeah, we started at 25 with CIT. We're down to 5. I'm grateful for the 5. But what this is about today is our operating side and being able to compete and level this playing field with surrounding school districts and provide that best experience for our students.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Great job. Yes.
Nice to meet you.